Today we will be discussing the managing of Active Directory domain system services. To manage the accounts, such as user and computers, go to Server Manager dashboard, go to Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers. So we have already created here organizational units. Within each organizational units, we have users, groups, and computers. And so let us review how to add user. So to add user, right click, then choose new, then user. New, then user. Then you can type the basic information about the user, such as last name, first name, middle initials, and the user login name. So the user login name can be assigned by the user. So you can use standard names, for example, initials and last name. So can be used as standard names for user. Initial user password was given by the administrator, but we should enable this. User must change password upon the next login. So to make sure that the integrity and confidentiality of password will be by the user, will be handled by the user themselves. So what can we do on the user's account? So we can perform various operations on the user's account, such as you can delete or rename a user account. Rename if, for instance, that the name is incorrect or the spelling is incorrect, so you can change or modify the account information. You can delete a username and password. For example, if a user resigned, so you can delete the username and password. If the user forgot the password, so the administrator can reset, assign a new password, and again, the user can change the password upon the next login. So make sure that the password is strong, at least 7 characters long, with small letters and big letters, and numbers or special characters. And the password has been successfully changed. You can also disable account. For instance, if a personnel or a user was on vacation and you don't want the user to use the system during vacation, so you can disable the account. Another, you can add a user to a group, or you can move a user to a group or an organizational unit. For example, Delcy was currently in Cavite office, then we would like to move her to Alfonso branch. So looking at Alfonso branch, Delcy Marie has moved to Alfonso branch. We can also view the information about the organizational units, and you can add some details about the organizational units using their properties. Next, you can add the user to a group. Select the user, then right-click, add to a group. Then you can type the group name. For example, accounting. So different accounting groups are listed. So select the group where you wanted to add our user. So Delcy was added to the accounting group. So to check, go to accounting, then properties, and then members. So you will see Delcy Sandagon has been added to that group. In the group, you can also add or remove a member. For example, if you wanted to add, just select, then click remove. If you wanted to remove. If you wanted to add, so just the same, you have to search for the user and then add it to the specific group. So again, adding to a group. So select the group name, then add, then click OK. Next is copying user. So to copy a user, so you just click and click a user, then choose copy, and then type a new user, copy to a new user. For example, to Chile. So the attributes of the user can be copied to this new user. So if there is an existing name, so you have to assign a new username to a group. And of course, assign a new password. So you will see that the user has been added. Next, we will delegate users an admin task to specific user in an organization. The next, we will delegate a task. So to delegate a task, right-click, then delegate, click next. And so we will add a group or user. So we will add admin group, administrative group, in main office, administrative or administration group in main office. Now it has been added. Next, we will assign the operations that can be done: create, delete, and manage user accounts, read user information, mod. So these are some modify the membership of a group. and reset your password. Reset inter-organization password. Okay, so these are the tasks that we will assign to administrative group. And of course, this task will also be available to the users under the administrative group. So we have Ben Sandagon as a user in the administrative group. So we have to check if this delegation will apply to our target user. Next, after the delegation, so we will update the group policy management to enable our delegated user and user group to log in locally to our server and perform the delegated task. So you go to the tools, then group policy management, then group policy objects, then default domain, controller policy. So we have here various policies. So let us choose Windows settings, then edit. Computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, and user security setting, user rights configuration. Allow login locally. Then we will add the user here, the administration group, and Bell Sandagon. And so if you wanted to know more about the information about the policy, so you go to explain. Click the policy and go to explain. To read more information about an existing policy. So allow login locally, modifying the setting, affect compatibility with clients and computers. And so the user can log in locally. So user and group names. So we will add the user and group names that we would like to apply to be added on the application of the group policy. So choose OK. So add the user group. Then now the username, B Sandagon. Check name. Yan, so it has been added. Okay. Apply. Okay. So it's allow log on locally so that the user can log on to the administration domain or the WinRoot domain and can perform the task of the user rights assignment. Can perform the task of adding, resetting passwords, and other tasks. Next, we will check if password is provided. Next, we will enforce the policy. So using the command prompt, so type GP, group policy update / force to effectively update the group policy. Okay, the group policy has been successfully updated. Next, we will log in using the delegated user. And so this is the main WinRoot administrator, but we will use other user to log in. So in this case, we will use bsandagon and then the password. And so we have successfully logged in as Sandagon. Now we will try to perform the delegated task. Okay, now we will go to the active group directory users and computers. So we log into the WinRoot server manager. And then, so as you can see, these are the existing domain organizational units, users and computers. So what we can do is we can reset the user password. And so for example, here, we would like to and for Shirley Sandagan, we would like to reset. And so we can add to a group, disable the account, reset, move to a group, or reset the account. So we will reset the account. We just have to type a new password to reset the account. So the tasks are, and you can also modify and add information about a user. We can change the user's group. This user was allowed to change the user group. So again, we are on another user which is not administrator but can perform the task, some tasks delegated by the administrator.